Hello, it's Misha Wants to Play, coming to you with a demonstration of how to beat the bots in two hands. This can happen about 90% of the time, given that your options are a regular canasta game using wilds and opening meld. So we're going to come over here on the main page and hit play now. This comes in especially handy when you're going for a badge. Quickest way. Click on Get Started. Under Find a Friend, click on Get Started. Then we're going to create the table. And we'll go with bot players. The current badge that I'm working on is win 10 games in a two-player game. So we're going to keep it on one opponent. Then we're going to go over here to game settings. And we're going to make sure to allow wilds and opening meld for this particular demonstration. And we play now. Now, when you play against the bots, they're not very strategic. And when they discard their cards, they're going to be discarding cards that they don't need.
Red 3.
They'll be looking to keep the cards that they have many of to go out as fast as they can. So my gathering would be that the bot does not want sixes. So I'm going to start with throwing the 6. Now when they play a card that I have many of,
Red 3. 2.
it might be a good time for me to freeze the pile to be able to answer with those cards. They've thrown a 5 and a 7. So I'm going to throw a 7. And the key is to build this pile as high as you can. There's an 8. I don't have one. But I do have another 7. The higher you build this pile, the more points you can gain in a hand. And the goal here is to gain at least 2,500 points in a hand. Well, we saw the bot throw a 5 earlier, and we have 3 of them. So this is a good time to freeze the pile. It builds that pile a little bit bigger. There's a 5. Now we can pick that and meld it, knowing that we'll still be left with 2 5s. They were throwing 7s earlier, so chances are they don't want the 7s. There's an 8, so we know 8s. You just got to remember every card that's been played. There's another 5. I need one more for a red canasta. But a good time to freeze the pile to build it one more time.
Red 3.
Play 7s and 5s. Or we can pick the 7, now that they've thrown one. Play my 5, keeping pairs always. That's just a good habit to get into, keeping pairs of cards that you have melded. Although I've never known a bot to freeze a pile. I only use that resource for a way in which to gain, or to get the pile to be bigger for a card game. There's an 8. You could pick it now, but I'll show you, I'll pick it, but I will not have the 2. Oh, there was an 8 in there that I forgot about. So that's nice. That turns out great. So that was a good time to pick it. We still need one more 8 for the red. We can make this red. The bot generally doesn't slam out or go out on you until about probably 20 to 15 cards in the discard pile, although it is possible at 50. So with that having been said, I'm going to go ahead, because it is possible for the bot to slam out on me now, and I'm going to make a canasta in the 6s.
Canasta.
Lay all but 2 of my 9s down. I can grab that pile and make a canasta in the aces. But I'm going to take it now while I can get the red canasta in 8s. Probably no reason to hold these cards because the bot does not freeze the pile. But in case you want to freeze the pile, It's still good to hang on to a couple pairs. Now I know there's that 7 in the deck, so I'm going to go ahead and get that, or 7 in the discard pile. So I'm going to go ahead and get that discard pile as soon as I can now, just to make my. There we go. That's perfect. Perfect for a red and red canasta and 7s.
Canasta. No wilds.
I can make a canasta in the aces too, and I should. Well, now I know I will because I'm running out of time. But I held out and get a red.
Canasta. No
Very
wilds.
nice. Very nice. I have a couple wild cards here, and now that the bot can go out at any moment, I'm going to go ahead and do one more.
Canasta.
And I'll play my 4s too, since I'm going to keep my 5, 6, and 7 just for future discards at the time, because there are still cards left, and those are safe discards. Play my 10s. When you get down to the end of the hand like this, you want to just make sure you're playing. Won't need. Well, I might need one yet. Still got a couple discards. Well, I have the 7. I have the 5 and the 7, so I'll throw them over there.
Canasta.
I can't go out at this point. But I got a 3,485 point hand. So yeah, building the pile
Red 3.
is a good thing. Always keeping pairs in your hand. I'll start by throwing a card that I really don't need. And then I'll start answering the cards that the bot throws, knowing that that the bot is throwing that card because it's not necessary for its hand. I got accumulation of queens here, which is nice. If he throws a queen
Red 3.
and a 4, now might be a good time to freeze the pile, but I'm just going to play my 4 and see what happens. Not throwing queens.
Joker. Joker.
Kings, I have a couple. And like I said, the bot generally does not have much at all of skills, so I'm still assuming that that king he does not need.
2.
So I'm going to feel confident in throwing him a king. And then a couple 5s here, which now is a good time for me to pick the pile. So I'll take my 5s, and I've got 4 queens. I'll keep 2 of them, add it with a wild card, and I'll place a wild card on both the 5s and the queens. Knowing with the queens over here that I can make a canasta and queens eventually. So I'll add both to the queens, keeping the 5s clean for a possible red canasta.
Red 3.
That's nice to see. One more of those and I'll have a red canasta and 4s. But I'm going to throw a 4. There we go. The red canasta and 4s.
Canasta. No wilds.
I'd like to see another queen. There's a king. So I'll feel confident in throwing a king. One more queen gets me a canasta. Those 8s look nice. I like to pick when I can still keep a pair in my hand. And I'll put my kings down, all but 2. Only my jacks. And we know that they're getting rid of eights. And now I can pick them back up for a red canasta and eights.
Canasta. No wilds.
Through a five, I'll throw a five, knowing that I can get it right back, especially now when I can pick the king and also get a red canasta and kings.
Canasta. No wild.
We're down to 18 cards, and the bot can slam out at any time, so I'm going to go ahead and play a couple
Canasta.
canastas. Still looking for that another queen. I like to
Canasta.
keep one wild card in case I want to freeze the deck. But I have enough points now to win in two hands, so I'm going to go ahead and put what I have down. Keeping the four for a safe discard. Actually, I just missed the out opportunity. I need to go out. And I still can. Oh, no, I can't with the three. But I can now. Here's the fours, the fives. I can put the sixes with the deuce. Yes, I could make another canasta. And if I still had more game to go, I would certainly make the canasta over pairing with the sixes. But I can go out and win the game, so I won't worry about that canasta. And that's how you beat the bot consistently in two games. Thank you for watching.